everybody, I am Tiffany, and today I am doing another movie review. I know it's been a little while, I'm really sorry. It's been a crazy couple of weeks, but I'm getting back on track, and I'm gonna stick to a schedule. Hopefully. I am starting college this week, so I'm like, okay, let's go. But I should be able to keep on top of these videos and everything. I still have plenty, I just need to make sure I edit them in time and everything. So that's really the main problem, is that I have a bunch of videos recorded, I don't have time to edit it. But I'm gonna find time to edit it, because I can. I know I can. I believe in myself. The movie I am reviewing today is called Philomena, and it stars Judi, Dench, and Steve Coogan, and I believe it was nominated for 4 Oscars. And it came out in 2013, and I'm proud of it. You know, getting nominated for an Oscar is really hard, so getting 4 nominations is pretty awesome, unless you're like La La Land, then you get like 14. But that's tied for the record, so that's extraordinary. Philomena, I know this seems like a really random movie, especially if you watch my book in movie hauls, because, well, I haven't hauled this movie, and I have a bunch of DVDs I still have to watch, and I haven't watched them yet, and all of a sudden I'm doing this random movie out of nowhere. Well, I'll tell you why. My friend Avery from Florida, what up, Aves? He recommended this movie to me back when I visited Florida in December, and I was trying to find another movie to watch to do a movie review on, and I looked on Netflix. This happened to be on there, and I put your requests first before all of my hauled stuff. So some of you guys do request some of the hauled stuff that I have, so of course I'll get to that. If one of you requests a movie and I see it's on Netflix or something, I'm gonna jump on that because I want you guys to be happy and show you that I do actually pay attention to your requests. I know the book ones take a while. I'm getting there, guys. I am getting there. I'm so proud of myself. Don't worry. There's a lot of books I have to read, but I will get to them eventually. I have them on my shelf. So Philomena was a movie requested by my friend Avery. I decided to watch it and do a movie review for him because, well, he wanted a movie review. And I asked him if he wanted this or cake, because he also recommended cake, and he said Philomena. So, hi Avery, love you, doing this for you. Dedicated to you because you recommended it. Woo! So Philomena, like I said, it stars Judi Dench and Steve Coogan, and what it is about this lady named Philomena who ends up getting pregnant as a teen, and she is Catholic, so you know that's very scandalous in the Catholic Church and everything, and so she ends up having to go to this place for girls in this religion who have had children and done sins basically in that nature. If you've seen the Magdalene sisters type stuff, it was like that type of stuff. She was in one of those places. And her son, they end up giving away for adoption. 50 years later, she decides that she wants to go and try and find her son. She's tried to find him her whole life, but hasn't really had any luck. She finally reveals this huge, giant secret to her family, and she's off on a mission to find him. And she gets the help of a reporter who is Steve Coogan's character, and he helps her on her quest to find her son, and he's going to write a story about it. So it's about their journey and about trying to find her son and what she learns about him and his life and everything like that. It was a really good movie. I wasn't sure what to expect. I didn't go in knowing anything about this, so that was a nice surprise. I like going into movies not really sure what to expect. Of course, it was kind of weird at first because it reminded me so much of the Magdalene sisters. There's another movie out there called The Magdalene Sisters, which takes place kind of in that time. I mean, this one takes place in modern time, but the flashbacks take place around that time. And let's just say it's a hard movie to watch. It's not gross necessarily, but just the stuff these girls went through is so hard to watch, and it's a true story. So like, I was like, is this gonna be one of those movies again? Because that movie made me depressed a little bit. But no, it was a more hopeful movie. It is a drama. It does have its sad moments to it. It did make me tear up a little bit on one part, but it's nothing that's gonna make you like completely go down on yourself and just be depressed for a little bit. Like I hear Manchester by the Sea kind of does that to you, and I have not seen it, but I'm going to, but it's not at my theater anymore, so I'm really sad because I can't watch it yet, and it's so sad. It stays more on the lighthearted side of drama, I feel like, than the very heavy, gritty stuff. I would definitely say go watch this movie, and it is based off a true story as well. Hopefully you'll enjoy it. It's Judi Dench. She got nominated for it. Come on. You can't go wrong with Judi Dench. And Steve Coogan, I think, wrote it. So I was like, go Steve Coogan. It's a really, really good movie. It's on Netflix. It's an hour and 38 minutes, I think. So it's not even that long of a movie compared to our movies, you know, the movies that are coming out nowadays, 2 hours plus. This one's pretty short. And for those of you who want statistics, it got a 7.6 out of 10 on IMDb, which is awesome. Like I said, for people who don't use IMDb, 7 and up means it's a really good movie. And 6 range is like, it could be really good, but you could not like it. And then usually 5s and lower, you kind of stay away from. But you never know. Sometimes you could find a movie that's rated that and you really like it. I'm just saying, it's in the category of awesomeness, which is why you should watch it. That's really all I can tell you without spoiling you. Your main actors are Judi Dench and Steve Coogan. There's not really a whole bunch of different characters in this, so it's a smaller cast, which I like. Thank you for watching this. If you don't want to be spoiled for it, go check it out. It is on Netflix right now, so go watch it really quickly and then come back and we can discuss all the feels and everything for this movie. Alright, thanks for joining me. Have a wonderful, awesome, wonderful, crazy day if you're leaving right now. Goodbye, non-spoilery people. Goodbye! Let's talk about Philomena. So like I said, I wasn't really sure what to expect from this movie, and I was really scared it was going to be Magdalene Sisters depressing, but it wasn't, so it was okay. Judi Dench, I love her so much. She is an actor that is so much fun to watch. I just thoroughly enjoy every performance that she does. But when I saw it was Judi Dench, I'm like, you can't really go wrong, because it's Judi Dench. And I hadn't seen Steve Coogan in a while, but I really like him too, so that combination was really, really awesome. Even though it is a journey to find her son, it still kept me on my toes, and there were little twists in there that really caught me off guard, and I really enjoyed that. Of course, I tried to overthink it, and I was thinking, oh, the reporter is going to end up being the son, and he's going to be named Martin instead of Anthony, but I was wrong about that. They had no relation whatsoever. But that would have been cool, right? Especially if it's a true story, I would have been like, mind blown. So I didn't expect it to be as lighthearted, I guess, as it was, because it did have its really funny moments. Her describing the romance novels in there, hilarious to me, because I feel like I'm like that a little bit with books. But you know those people that just describe everything that happens in there, and they're so passionate about it, and you're just kind of like, okay, and you had just little quirky moments like that, and her attitude and her being forgiving of everything and just really happy all the time, I really, really liked, because I kind of try to be like that. But her wonderment at everything just made that whole entire movie. I absolutely loved it. But the one twist that really caught me off guard was actually kind of towards, I would say, middle, more leaning towards the beginning, but middle more so. And it was when you find out that her son actually died, and I was like, what? Seriously? I was so mad. Like, I want to see a reunion. I want to see them get together and live happily ever after. But no, we find out pretty early into the movie that her son is dead. And then I'm like, why are we here in America then? There's really no point. But of course she wanted to find out more about her son, so that's okay. I was just so like, really? I wanted to see happy reunion, and there was no happy reunion. He died of AIDS, and I was really, really sad. And it just changed the whole movie, because you really go into it expecting this is a whole search about her son. And at the end, they're probably gonna find him, or they won't find him. You don't expect him to already be dead and like halfway through the movie, and then you're like, what's the other half of the movie for? But it was still really interesting, so it wasn't like it lost it once the son died. It was just unexpected, and I didn't expect it to go in that route at all. I thought it would stay on the track of, we're gonna keep searching and finding clues, and then magically he will appear. There was only one part in there that I really was kind of wishing they developed more, and that was with the sister. You know that Anthony and Mary were very close as kids, and the whole reason Anthony left was because he couldn't be separated from Mary. So they ended up both growing up together. And you see Mary really briefly, but she's not really in it more than that, and I thought she was going to be. She was just such a prominent person in Anthony's life. at a very young age. So I was hoping that she would become more a part of it. And I thought she would be even after that quick interaction with her, because Martin, Steve Coogan's character, comments that it was really strange that she didn't even ask about her birth mother or anything like that, even though there was someone right there, Philomena, who knew a lot about her mother. Like, she didn't even question about it. And then you have the whole thing where she's saying that her and Anthony never even talked about Ireland, really, but then you find out later that he went to Ireland. There's something fishy going on, but they didn't really talk more about her involvement in it all. So I don't know if it was like she was part of the whole thing of covering them meeting up. That I wish they had developed more. That was one character I really wanted to see more of in there, and they really didn't do much with her. But again, it's based off a true story, so I have no idea what actually happened. It just felt like there was a plot point there that was mentioned and could have been developed, and then they decided, nah, we're not going to develop it, we're just going to mention it briefly. I wonder if it's different in the book, because it's a book. It's like a biography book. Steve Coogan's character, Martin, I really liked as well. I felt like that was really awesome, that the main two characters are really relatable, because I know that he's supposed to be kind of this jerk because he's like a journalist. He was still really likable, and you could tell that he really cared about what happened. I didn't know if it was going to be this whole giant betrayal thing, just because his boss was saying, you know, no, you need to keep her here and everything, but then at the end he's like, you know, I'm not going to publish the story unless you really want me to. So he was a character that you just didn't know what side he was going to. You still liked him, and you really hoped he would stay on her side, but he did balance, and you were wondering what he was going to do. And that's really good character development, I feel like, because you want to keep them guessing a little bit and be like, is he going to do something that's going to upset her and like publish it against her will, or is he not? And is he going to be nice and not publish it like she's saying she wants until the end, where she says she does want it? And I loved how angry he got at the end, because she wouldn't get angry, and I was like, I get why, because you're so sweet, but you should be angry. And then the whole twist at the end with him going to Ireland, that got me mad. I was curious at first because they kept showing, you know, little clips of his life. During one of them, you see him putting stuff in a taxi. So at first I thought maybe something happened between him and his boyfriend, and like he left, and that's why the boyfriend was hard to reach. I also wondered, did he go somewhere to like Ireland? Did he go to Ireland? Like, I was wondering that, but then it was really brief, so I didn't really have a whole lot of time to think about that. And when she saw the tapes and that he went to Ireland, I was like, what? I knew it. Wait, when was he in Ireland? People. And then, of course, you find out, like, this whole dispute over where he should be buried was that he wanted to be in Ireland. And where is he buried? At Roscrea, that nun school. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I was pissed. I was like, you don't do that. You don't take a person's child away and then tell him that while he is dying that his mom abandoned him, and then bury him in that graveyard, and when she comes to visit you to find out where he is, won't show her that his grave is right there, and made her go to America basically for a wild goose chase when he was right there in Ireland. Like, why did you need to keep that a secret? Like, seriously, at the beginning I'm thinking he's alive because of course the nuns don't want her finding him out, and she signed a paper apparently saying she wouldn't try to get in touch with him ever, and then he died in America. So I'm assuming that he is still in America because the nuns didn't know really anything. But of course, no, of course it's conceded. And he's dead. You can ease her suffering and show her that his grave is right there and ease her pain. But no, Sister Hildegard had to be a jerk and pretend that she didn't know anything. And I was like, you've got to be kidding me. And of course, Philomena was very forgiving and everything like that, but I was not forgiving, and Martin was not forgiving. I could not believe they did that. Like, that's one thing that makes it so shocking, is that when you know it's based off a true story, it makes it 10 times more shocking than if it was just, you know, a fictional story, because you're realizing this actually happened. They actually lied to them and told him that his mom abandoned him and told her that they didn't know where he was. And I'm like, you knew where he was this whole entire time. And it was just so frustrating to see that that actually happened in real life. And I'm like, what? That's horrible. Overall, this movie just was really, really good. And it still caught me off guard, even though it's not really the type of movie that you usually expect it to be like moments at all. So I'm really happy that they still have those moments for me, because you know me, I like my twists and turns. I love my twists and turns. Well, I think that's really all I have to say about this movie. It was super duper fun to watch. I mean, I know it was a little bit sad, but it was a very interesting story, and I was intrigued throughout the entire thing, kept my attention all the way through. So great job to everybody on that. It definitely deserved those Oscar nominations that it got. Judi Dench, you are amazing. I don't know why you'd be watching this, but I'm just going to say you're amazing. And same with you, Steve Coogan, if you ever come across this video for some strange reason. But thank you so much for joining me today. Go watch this movie yourself. Again, it's on Netflix, so you can just go on the computer and watch it real quick. And if you haven't watched it, why did you stick around to the end where I spoiled everything for you? I mean, I'm just a little curious, but I get it. Sometimes you're just too curious and you can't help yourself, and so you watch all the way through. I get you. I get you. I'm just asking. But if you haven't seen it, even if I did spoil it for you, go see it yourself, because it is really worth it. And it's one thing hearing someone describe it, it's a completely other thing actually watching it from beginning to end and really appreciating everything that happens in it. Thank you for joining me today. If you have any other book or movie recommendations or any type of video you'd want me to do, like a Q&A or a book tag or movie tag or anything like that, you can leave it in the comments below, and I'll definitely check it out and do them for you, because I love you guys and you're awesome. So thank you so much. Have an awesome day, evening, afternoon, whatever time of the day you're watching this, and don't forget to be awesome. All right, goodbye.